Deconditioning or detaching from the external and the past, our past, can be very challenging, and many of us know this. And we're doing the work. Many of us know there's inner work to reconcile emotional wounds or guilt that we have, or disentangle ourselves from past belief systems or thought forms or experiences with people or situations, to let go, to move on, so that we can heal, so that we can evolve, so that we can step into fresh energy. So on a personal level, many of us are very aware of that wound work. But then also comes the thought of the day for me of the idea of us being willing and open to unlearn things that may not be objectively true. Things that we may have been taught as a child that, because it was ingrained in us so early, and then because the collective masses also believed it, we hold to it. We hold to that box. And that box might not necessarily be the full view. We have to be very careful for all of us to believe things or take them in and assume them when we have not experienced it ourselves, or we haven't put ourselves into the objective, process of contemplating and critical thinking about whatever information it is. We take a lot of things as truth that we've never experienced for ourselves. And so unlearning is an important aspect to the now. Being objectively willing and open to view new information and to view things from a fresh perspective. It's very liberating, it can be, but at first it can be very challenging. Now, in the results of it, it could open us up to new territories, a higher view, fresh experience, new opportunities of experience, new opportunity of wisdom that we didn't even know we could go beyond the box. But first we unlearn. Well, then why don't we want to go through that? Well, because we like to stay in our boxes. All of us. We like to stay with what we knew before. We like to be in the comfort zone of that. We like to fit into what everybody else thinks. So one good example of this is, think about a child that first learns of Santa Claus and for several years believes in Santa Claus and loves it. Now the adults know that's not a literal story, but the child doesn't. And then eventually, through the parents or through school or wherever else, the child learns that it's not true. That then they go through that emotional challenge, perhaps letting go, accepting it, getting upset, whatever it may be. And then, they move on. They want to be like their friends. They want to fit in. They understand. They want to be an adult. They have the wisdom now. They're not a kid. Whatever it is, now they move on and they forgive everyone. And they're glad they had that experience. And then maybe someday they're going to tell their kids the same story. So they went through that uncomfortable truth, got through it, and now they're going to do the same thing to their child. So we can imagine a story like that and feel light about it, but it's a great analysis for what we must go through with many other things in life that we may need to find out for ourselves, first by getting new information and becoming an objective viewer. It's really awesome when we do. So that challenge of unlearning, which definitely is important if we want to allow for new experiences and new wisdom, goes along with the disentangling, the transmuting of old energy, reconciling guilt and blame and shame, and all the wounds we may have as a child.